On Sunday, PSG lost again at home to Lorient. They're still top of the table, 5 points clear of Marseille in second place. But that was another home defeat, the third in the last four. And then the drama started because that defeat meant that they was training on Monday. A win would have meant Monday off and Tuesday off. The defeat meant that there was training on Monday, warm down session, and then the players would be off on Tuesday. But Leo Messi had a flight planned to go to Saudi Arabia, where he's an ambassador for the Office of Tourism. And he said that he could not postpone it again. He's postponed the trip twice already this season. So he had to go, he said, despite not having the permission from the club because there was training on Monday. So he didn't turn up for training, which created, as you can imagine, massive chaos. The club took the decision to suspend him for 2 weeks without any pay. And Messi accepted the sanction, said that I had to go to Saudi Arabia. It was in my contract with them, that sponsor contract that he had. But it meant that he's got no future at the club anymore. His contract finishes in June. There were kind of meetings to see if they could extend the deal. At some point, they had an agreement to continue together, but they never really found an agreement. And it felt very much since the turn of the year that it was not going to happen. So Messi is not going to be in Paris next season. And Neymar, they tried to sell him last summer, and they will try to sell him again this summer. We know that, for example, Todd Boehly, the Chelsea owner, has met already Nasser Al-Khelaifi, the PSG president, a few times to talk about Neymar, to talk about the possibility of bringing Neymar to Chelsea. I don't know right now if this is still possible because Neymar is recovering from an ankle surgery, and he's got a huge contract, obviously, with PSG with 3 years left on it. 4 years left on it even. So I don't know if for Chelsea it's possible, but the only thing that we know is that only the Premier League right now can afford Neymar.
Wow, there are so many moving parts here and so many different things to discuss. In terms of the potential Messi departure, and I suppose Neymar too, you know, with the potential departures this summer, will Messi in particular's time be looked back on as just a failure on the part of PSG to not deliver a Champions League trophy?
Yeah, it's a very interesting debate, I think. 2 years he spent, and really the only time he was good, he was at the Messi level, was at the start of this season. So between August and November, when he went to the World Cup and won it with Argentina. Last season was not a good season. The second half of this season is not a good second half of the season either. And you're right, on the pitch, he was brought on to win the Champions League, and they failed. They failed in the last 16 last season. They failed in the last 16 this season. Off the pitch, marketing-wise, he was a success because it's Messi and he took the brand and PSG name to another level. But on the pitch, you're right, it hasn't been good enough.
Jules, is there any way you could see Messi and Neymar playing in the Premier League next season?
I can say, I mean, Messi turns 36 very soon in June. I don't know if there's any clubs really right now who would want to go for him, who can afford him. He earns 40 million a year. He would want, I think, at least a 2-year deal, but he wants to stay in Europe, so it's possible. I mean, your friends at Newcastle, imagine him at St. James's Park. I'm sure that's why you were asking the question. Imagine him and Neymar together at St. James's Park.